Minister, in the middle of last year, your government changed how land tax is assessed for primary producers.
Mm-hmm.
There are now cherry growers no longer eligible for land tax exemptions because Revenue New South Wales considers boxing their cherries to be a value add to their product. This could put them out of business, Minister. Surely you see this as being totally absurd. Do you see this as being absurd?
Look, what I'll say about the land tax is two things. One, the Revenue New South Wales, I understand the system hasn't changed, the law hasn't changed, but the nature of some of the farming businesses have changed as they value add and diversify and do different things on their land. And therefore the land tax is operated in a different way. And there's been various decisions that have been in NCAT, etc., etc. And when, like there was a case before NCAT, I recall, and when it found that up to 90% of the business wasn't primary production, it was value adding, then the land tax applied. But one business has come to me in the Northern Rivers, and of course I've put that forward to the minister who's responsible for revenue, but it's something that'll be worked through. But I just want to make the point that the law hasn't changed in that area, but the practice has, and I'm well aware of what the New South Wales Farmers has said, and of course I'm looking at that. But some of these are, some of them are small businesses, some of them are big businesses.
You say the law hasn't changed on that, Minister, but it was the farming practices. The farming practices didn't all just suddenly change in the middle of last year. There was clearly a decision by government to change the way they looked at this. This is having huge impact on these small businesses you're talking about. Are you happy with the direction of this and the impact it's having on small businesses?
Look, my concern is with the farmers and primary producers, as you and I both know, they're critical for getting, the food on our plates. And I'll make the point, though, there's been no change in the definition relating to primary production exemptions or how it's interpreted by Revenue New South Wales. And New South Wales Farmers, they're advocating for change. And, I have a copy of what they've put forward. I just got it the other day. And I'm concerned for my businesses, the small businesses, but look, it hasn't changed. It's something that the government will consider as we, have these discussions about it. But really, it hasn't changed.
Something's changed, Minister, because at the middle of last year, 2 years ago, they weren't paying this land tax. Then, in the middle of last year, they are paying that land tax. Are you suggesting that's purely because in the middle of last year, all these farmers changed their farming practices?
No, I didn't suggest that at all. I'm saying that the law hasn't changed. Revenue is enforcing the law as it is, and these are issues that have just come before us last year and early this year.
Minister, you and I chatted about this at budget estimates last time, and you said you'd look into it.
And I have, and I am. And
so
I'll
what's happened since then?
Well, I'll continue to look into it. It's a live discussion, and you know that it's a live discussion.
So how close are we to having a change? Because these businesses are getting closer and closer to going out the back door.
They're not getting,
part because of this
Some
bill.
of the businesses are not getting closer to going out of the back door. Some of the businesses that I've talked to, and particularly one in the Northern Rivers, but they're seeking a change so that their value adding is not covered by the land tax. That's what they're seeking. That's what the New South Wales farmers are seeking.
Some of this land tax is an increase of $50,000 to $100,000, Minister. How's that? Do you really think they've got that much fat in their profits that that's not having a severe impact on their businesses?
Look, it's a case-by-case basis. I mean, some of them are big businesses. They're not small businesses. And when it's a big business and 90% of what they're doing is not primary production, then they come within the Act. But where there's concerns, these are the concerns that I'm in conversations with the responsible minister and others.
So is it okay to bleed these smaller guys to make sure you get the bigger businesses?
You're trying again to put words into my mouth, and I would never say that.
So how come these people are getting closer and closer to going out the back door?
They're
and we're
not. Give me
getting
the
closer-
evidence who's getting closer and closer to going out of the back door.
And
You're
we're
not
not getting
putting
any
that in
closer
front
to
of me.
having this issue fixed.
It's a live discussion.
So do you think we'll be having this discussion again at next budget estimates, or will there be a resolution?
It's a live discussion, Mr. Barrett.